What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. I'm gonna do a Kazuya matchup tier list here. You play Kazuya, what characters are terrible for you, what characters are good for you, and then we have in between bad, neutral. So basically, Kazuya's worst matchups will go at the top, and then in order, you know, and then his good matchups will be here at good, basically. But we can start with his father then, Heihachi. Like, Kazuya can move around against Heihachi, you can electric, you have a better mid-range neutral with Devil Fist than Heihachi, I think. Heihachi though has more like, you know, control over the match because he has poking over you. And he's just in general a better character, in my opinion. I'm gonna put this one in neutral due to mid-range being so much better for Kazuya, in my opinion. You can also punish Heihachi pretty hard playing Kazuya, so I'm gonna put it in neutral. Devil Jin, I would say, is a good matchup for Kazuya. You can punish Devil Jin so hard. You got a better neutral. Devil Jin's poking is bad. You also launch down back too. I think Kazuya is good against Devil Jin. I feel like you should win that matchup if you know what you're doing. Reina always feels bad for me when I play Kazuya because she's so pitbull, she has so much control, she'll just pressure you, she has Raiden in the neutral. I find this one to be very difficult, playing Kazuya. Lee is terrible. I've talked about this in multiple videos. 47 damage on your abolishing fist. Your key moves, you know. Scourge is one of the cheese tools we have, you know, and he launches Scourge. Magic 4 obliterates all of Kazuya's mix-ups. He controls space and time with his homing. His +2, 1+2 God button. He just locks you down. You can't do anything. Into a +2 hitman, you can't do anything. Forward 4, hard counters electric. His keep out blows you up. I might as well put Steve here as well. He completely controls you with 1-2-1. Into any type of mix-up. Again, you have Scourge, which sort of works in your favor here. And you have down back 3 and you have the roll, you know, on the ground. But none of that is going to make up for the fact that you can't really approach him with your tools. A good Steve player using Outfox and Weave, you will second guess every single time you press a button as a Kazuya player. If he's good and he knows how to lock you down, you can't move, you can't backdash. You have really nothing to try and challenge him with outside of your punch parry and trying to get a lucky Scourge. Back 1 owns you. This terrible matchup. Bryan, I would put him here if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, if he wants to get a meaty low, he will do full crouch hatchet, but, you know, hatchet, and you can launch hatchet. But in general, poor matchup. Like, he just controls you. He controls you with his frames, his poking, his strings. It's just very hard to get anything going with Kazuya against this character. He's got a better neutral. He's got a better range 0. The only reason I put this in bad and not terrible is because if you do get a read on his cannonball, you have twin piston to launch that. So that's nice to have, because for most characters, it's harder to launch that move. For Kazuya, it's easier, and you can launch hatchet. But, you know, a Bryan player can just do down 4 or down back 3. He doesn't have to do hatchet. If he gets desperate, you know, and he really wants to get your health down and get you to start ducking, he might throw hatchet and you can launch it. But in general, that's just a bad matchup for Kazuya, I'd say. Jin, my god, my son. It's not a terrible matchup, but it's a bad matchup. It's almost for the same reason as Bryan, like better neutral, better range 0, much more all around, just a stronger character. Can pretty effortlessly try keep you respecting him due to his strong range 0 offense. They're not gonna throw Scourge anymore. You can launch down back 4, but again, he doesn't have to use down back 4. A thing elite Jin players do is that we're sort of backdashing into down back 4 so that you block it at tip range and twin piston doesn't reach anymore. I feel like a really good Jin player should beat a really good Kazuya player. And then we are on Xiaoyu. I would say this is a good matchup for Kazuya. If you are patient, you'll punish her so hard. And you're one of a few characters who can launch her Hypnotist low, the sweep at launches. And Kazuya has very good tools to check her in AOP, like Tsunami, down forward 4-4. I think if you play super patient and you have the knowledge, I feel like Kazuya does well against Xiaoyu. Nina is a bad matchup for Kazuya. You got some good punishes on her. Again, down back free, you can twin piston that. But she'll bomb rush you with garbage, and it's very tough. Hwoarang is just terrible. No, I'll put it in bad. I'll put it in bad. Because you can launch down back free, you can launch step 4. You do have twin pistons, which is very good because you want a fast while standing punish on so much of his BS. With the new BS Hwoarang has, he should be owning you. Fahkumram is a good matchup for Kazuya. You're a stronger character, you obliterate pretty much everything he does. Everything gets launched by twin pistons, like everything. Lili is terrible. Lili sidesteps even Fujinuraken. Like, Lili sidesteps everything you do, punishes you super hard. Just a classic Mishima hard counter. King. This one is tough. I mean, you launch forward neutral too. That's his low. That is V low. The only annoying part here really is that his poking is pretty strong. His range 0. But I'm gonna put that one at neutral. Yeah. Dragunov, probably a good matchup, but yeah, he has insane pressure. He has insane pressure. But anytime you step him, he dies. Anytime you block a low, he dies. Yoshi Shitsu. I don't know if this is a bad matchup though. Why is this a specifically bad matchup for Kazuya? A great Kazuya player can easily blow up Yoshi in many interactions. I don't know, I'm gonna be neutral about that one. Paul is a pretty good matchup, I think. Paul is very honest. Plays this a very similar game to Kazuya, although he has better lockdown. But being able to launch Korsuko forward free that low is big. We can also launch his new hatchet. I think it's a good matchup for Kazuya. Feng is a bad matchup for Kazuya. Strong character, extremely strong poking, and super all-round. I would say that's a bad matchup. I feel like Eddy's a good matchup for Kazuya. You obliterate him. If you have a reads, you obliterate him. Although, yeah, I was gonna say Kazuya can't launch back free, but you'll do down forward 1-4 into steel pedal, which I wouldn't say is bad. You launch forward free, which is a key low. Claudio, straight up bad. Does he just do what Kazuya does, but better? I'm not gonna have much of a comment on Victor. Neutral. Feels like a fair fight. I don't know. Clive. I mean, what do we even have here? We can launch down 1. That's all we're gonna say. I'm gonna say bad due to how exceptionally strong his neutral is. And his heat. I'm gonna say bad. He should control this match. And he has full crouch down for 2, which is a super bullshit low that cannot be low parried and is -12. And his demon breath, like if he wants to, he takes no risk and controls space. So I'm gonna say that's a bad matchup. Azucena is a good matchup. She's quite honest when you know the matchup and you launch like all of her key lows. Like, so I'm gonna say it's a good matchup. Lars, I realize more and more, is a bad matchup for Kazuya. Every single thing he does is -12. That means no twin pistons, no down back 1-2. And not ever an electric opportunity. He's so much safer than people think, this character. And just plays a very good mid-range, plays a very good range 0 game. Stance rush down, super annoying. Jack is a good matchup for Kazuya, I think. Jack has a bad sidestep. Jack leaves himself very punishable with his tools. I would say it's a good matchup. I like twin piston on gamma 4, gamma hull 4. We launch down back free. We have a very good punish on slide. But then again, like if he pressures with DSS, it quickly gets very annoying. We stand there and block all day long. It's a difficult one. I don't know, I might be neutral on that one, to be honest. Raven. I don't know, I feel like we have shit on Raven and Raven has shit on us. We shit on each other. I honestly don't know on this one. It's the character I see the least. This is a character I need to lab. I'm gonna put him in neutral, but with a question mark, with an asterisk. Shaheen I would say is a bad matchup. That character is very strong, very fundamental, very solid, can keep it so safe. When you run into Shaheen, it's going to be a very strong and fundamental Tekken player, and it's going to be a character that plays any type of Tekken extremely well. And his new down 1, like super strong low, that's -12. Asuka, like you can never press due to her keep out and her counter hits. And her aggressive tools are absurd, just completely lock you down. Her down back free low goes from completely safe on block at tip range to -12. So no twin piston, amazing low. I'm trying to think of something good we have on her. I don't know what that would be. But I think it's just the nature of Asuka right now. It's just, she's gonna end up here for like most of a cast, I think. Leroy for me does never feel like a good matchup due to a high degree of control with poking strings and frames. But this is another character like a few others that relies on ducking highs and punishing them quickly. Twin Piston is amazing in this regard. And relies a lot on strong highs, which you can evade with Scourge. I don't know, I might say neutral on this one, to be honest. Leo feels always bad because you never know what Leo is doing. Leo is very strong. Leo is all round. Leo can do anything. Leo has a Kempo. Leo has Bok 2, which is a safe on block. Super evasive mid launcher. Leo has amazing lows that are only -12. Leo does whatever he wants. Leo always feels bad. Lidia is probably neutral or even good. Lidia is very steppable and will fall into the category of lows you can twin piston, I think. Oh, my wife. How does he do against his wife? Oh, just a bad matchup, I think. Keep out is so strong. Pressure is so strong. Bad matchup, I would say. Zafina, you can launch down 3. You can step and punish a lot of key attacks. You can check her with Tsunami. It's just that the character is so dumb. No one knows what she's doing. I have a terrible win-loss ratio against Zafina. I always lose against this character, but I'm also smart enough to know that I'm getting knowledge checked, and if I knew the matchup, I'd probably do significantly better on Kazuya. So I'm gonna put it at neutral. It's just that she has so many dumb tools on paper. Kuma always feels bad, but is probably in the end neutral due to not having much of a sidestep. And again, Tsunami is a good check here. Back 2 is a good check. Down back 1-2 is good here. Can punish back 1 with down back 1-2. But it's a very tough matchup. It's a very tough matchup. Anna is absolutely terrible. So broken. Free pressure, free lockdown constantly. You can launch the stomp though, down back 4, but it's not. I'm never gonna put her outside of terrible. Alisa, we have to be fair here. Kazuya can launch at any range the slide if it's blocked, down 3. At any range, Kazuya can launch it. Another kilo is down 4, 1+2, the one that jails on hit. If we duck that, huge punish. Oh, and you can launch now all of her chainsaw lows, right? I know the homing chainsaw low is -13 or -14. But isn't even her chainsaw down 1 now -13? Can't we twin piston all the chainsaw lows now? I believe we can, yeah. But that's a big deal. There are reasons to put this character here, absolutely. It's just that she's so insufferable. She doesn't even need to use her lows. That's the reality. This character's so stupid. And it's just one of those characters where if they know what they're doing, you just stand there and when you play Kazuya against this character, if she wants to, she'll have you blocking for 20 seconds. Just stand there like this. Kazuya has stuff on this character. It's just that it's just such a painfully stupid character, in my opinion. You know what? I'm gonna be fair. I'll put her in neutral. A lot of key moves get launched, and no other character can do that. I think even Eddy's while stunning 1 free slips under some of those lows, actually. No, goes above. Goes above. So yeah, this would be my matchup tier list for Kazuya. I think it's pretty fair. I think it's pretty fair.